the year just started. Well, we'll still say it's a new year. We're still in January. So, and if you want to go by what played out in the public service, the aspect of reforms, going by the Bureau's assessment of the public service for 2024. Now, before we look at projections and other aspects, what were your findings for the outgone year?
Well, thank you very much for having us. In 2024, we had deployed what we call the self-assessment tool in 47 ministries, departments, and agencies of government. And the results we obtained indicated an increasing number of agencies upgrading their performance, upscaling the skills of their officers, and trying very hard to key into the Renew Hope agenda of His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. However, we have noted problems and issues around adoption of the use of technology in driving public service reforms. We have noted problems and incidences of poor skill. Of course, you know, we're working in a VUCA period where disruptions are taking place every second. You don't have people that are properly trained or skilled to address those issues. It affects the running of ministry, department, or agency of government. However, we have put in quite a number of measures to address some of these challenges even before we deployed the self-assessment tool. As I said in one of our discussions with you and others, the self-assessment tool is not a tool meant to shame and disgrace any agency of government or ministry, but to check their performance, their health status, and we work with a team of development partners and experts that follow up the results, and they help them to address these challenges that we have noticed. So it's an ongoing process. Quite a number of ministries, departments, and agencies of government have improved, while others have challenges based on their peculiarities. And you know, reform is not a one-shot program that you just run. Is a continuous thing. And just like you have a roof that is leaking, you block one side, the another side is is leaking. But on whole, we are on course to address some of these challenges and problems. And you are aware that the National Strategy on Public Service Reforms will be closing its first phase, 2025, where we're hoping that our public service will be among the first 20 public services in the world. So we are working with a lot of speed to make sure that we handhold each other to address some of these challenges. And that was why we paid a courtesy call on the new head of civil service of the Federation, asking them to work closer with us, to cooperate with us so that we address some of these challenges and problems. And I'm very happy and glad to inform our audience and all of you that the reception was fantastic. We have already started working together, collaborating to address some of these challenges and some of these problems. So we are hopeful Nigerian public service will be improved, and by extension, the efficiency of government will be noticed by everybody.
Fantastic. Hammond?
Yeah, I know the assessment tool, the digitization process also play a greater part in all that. Yeah. How has it been, over these few months?
Well, disruptions happen without looking at you or without giving you notice. In 2008, when we designed the National Strategy on Public Service Reforms, our aspiration was to digitalize public service 100% as at that time. And people thought we were just joking. But government adopted the strategy and we started piecemeal digitalization process. All of a sudden, COVID-19 came. The first challenge public service had was how to manage the Federal Executive Council. Because if they don't meet, there will be no government. Decisions cannot be taken.
Yeah.
So the public service was able to keep the government going by introducing an online Federal Executive Council meeting. And we are glad that that has been adopted as part of the platform and initiatives of digitalizing the federal public service. Beyond that, the e-government master plan was approved by the federal government, which is the agenda for digitalizing public service. And whether we like it or we don't like it, the disruptions that are coming to stay with us permanently. When we started discussing allowing the Federal Executive Council to meet electronically, it was just a joke out of the whole thing. But now we have moved so fast that some ministries are almost getting paperless. Office of the Head of Service is paperless, and our hope was by the end of last year at least 10 ministries will be paperless, but we're still hoping that we get to that figure. Some agencies of government get into that level of paperless operations. But then we have noticed in the course of work that, starting a computer and shutting it down is different from knowing the skills. So we did a survey, and the survey indicated that only about 30% of civil servants or public servants have the skill that we call digital literacy skill. So we've been working with other agencies of government, working closely with the Office of the Head of Civil Service of the Federation to run a very aggressive training program, digital skills for public servants on how to provide digitalized public service to Nigerians. That aspect is being taken care of by the agencies driving that. But BPS are working with an interministerial team constituted under the approval of the President through the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, is looking beyond agencies of government to see how private sector will come and work with us to run these programs. We are not running it just in Abuja. We want to cover the entire federation. Of course, we have the approval of the President to engage with the federating units, and you are aware that we have some states that have already established their bureaus of public service reforms, and our local governments are becoming richer now. So there is that need for them to key into this reform initiative. So the major challenge, I think, is the skills, and we have provided a roadmap for training. Another problem that we're having is hardware for digitalization. Of course, you need computers, other desktop, laptops, and other things, connectivity. Galaxy Backbone is providing the connectivity and almost everything that we need. But I think the volume is large when you look at over 700 MDAs in Nigeria.